All right. Good evening, everybody. It's time for Crypto Talk. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Hope you guys have had a good day today. I've had a long day today, but productive. Love it. We got a new team coming on board. 20 people all at one time. I love it when that happens. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you are listening in from. We've got Lafus from Laurel, Maryland. Stacy from New Orleans. Connie, Shayna, Stephanie Gibbs from Seattle. Connie's from Omaha. Omar Jarrett from Bridgeport, Connecticut. TC Dixon. Clevie Stewart. Stan Williams from Tampa, Florida. Shauna Ross from Charlotte, North Carolina. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to specific financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make it happen? Make a decision, take action, and remain focused. Do not get distracted. Now, this is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. All right, so let's go ahead and get things kicked off here. I need to turn on my screen share, put on my Bluetooth. In case I get excited, I start walking around. All right, screen share. All right, should be able to see it in just a second. I see you, Darnell, from the OKC. All right, there's only one article I'm actually going to cover tonight, and it is very, very short. I might do two. We might look up one more. I'll put this in the chat box. Okay. Infamous hacker George Hotz calls Bitcoin Cash the real Bitcoin. For those of you who don't understand and you're brand new to crypto, every now and then something happens called a fork. And what that means is when you've got the developers, the miners themselves, that cannot agree when it's time for a specific upgrade to happen in the system. And if they can't agree, they end up splitting off. That's what happened with Bitcoin last year, and it created Bitcoin Cash. And so you have one group that says Bitcoin Cash, the spinoff, is the real Bitcoin. And then you have another group saying that, no, the original Bitcoin is the real Bitcoin. So only time will tell. Bitcoin Cash is designed to be able to do things that Bitcoin cannot do as far as scalability. Now, before I start this, I have said it before. Even though Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all, I do not think that Bitcoin will be the world's one global currency. I believe that it will be the one world global digital gold. It'll act just like gold. It'll be a store of value rather than a day-to-day monetary use. People that own Bitcoin right now, that sucker gets to $50,000, $100,000, $500,000 per coin. People ain't going to sell their coins. You know, it's wealth. People aren't selling the coins right now. But what would be that world global currency? What other coin? It might be a coin that's already in existence, or it might be one that has not even been created yet, or on the exchange yet, like Green. You never know. It could be Litecoin, it could be Bitcoin Cash, it could be Ripple, it could be Ethereum. I'll tell you one coin the bankers want. They want it to be Ripple. But Ripple is controlled by something. It is controlled by a company, by certain investors. There is an agenda behind Ripple. It is not a cryptocurrency. It is a digital currency. Again, I'm just going off of my opinion and definition of what I've learned. There's huge debates about this. I swear people want to be going to blows over this at the blockchain conferences. So let's see what this hacker has to say. Well-known American hacker George Hotz, also known as Geo Hotz, has been talking extensively about cryptocurrencies lately, and more specifically about Bitcoin Cash. On Wednesday, October 17th, Hotz published a cryptocurrency programming video using Bitcoin Cash and showed people how to send a BCH transaction from scratch using the Python programming language. Hope they don't get into nerd talk here. Break it down so that we understand. Popular entrepreneur and hacker George Hotz. If he's a popular hacker, why isn't he in jail? If you know who he is, I'm just saying. AKA Geo Hotz has a reputation for being the first person to unlock the iPhone and jailbreak the iOS software back in 2007. The programmer is also known for his relationship with Elon Musk, which he claims Musk offered him millions to create a better autonomous vehicle system than the current Tesla Mobileye solution. In other words, this dude is smart, okay? Recently, he attended the BCH DevCon in San Francisco and was interviewed by BCH YouTuber Hayden Otto following the event. You know what? What does that mean, a BCH YouTuber? So I guess like Instagram, you got the Instagram models that are famous for posting their own pictures on Instagram. So they call them an Instagram model. So you got these YouTube influencers that may have millions of followers. Hey, I wonder if I can go to one of these things and be like, yeah, YouTuber Bitcoin Brandon interviews Steve Wozniak or Tim Draper. It just gave me an idea. I'll be at the Crypto Invest next week, and I will be live streaming some stuff. Give me a good idea. All right, following the event on Wednesday, Hotz showed people how to generate a BCH private key from scratch using Python. While most of the 5-hour video shows Hotz coding and explaining what he was doing, the programmer emphasized how he would not be talking much about cryptocurrency politics. I know we're doing crypto things today, but we're not going to talk about the politics of crypto because politics is for losers, Hotz explained to the viewers. Before getting started, he also explained how he learned a few things at the BCH DevCon the prior week. I like that. You see, no matter how smart you think you are, how much you think you know, you can always learn something new. Invest in yourself, invest in education, invest in these conferences. If something's going around in your neighborhood, in your area, go to them, meet people, get out of your comfort zone. That's how you learn. So before getting started, he also explained how he learned a few things at the BCH DevCon the prior week. Transaction fees are super low on Bitcoin Cash, the hacker detailed before starting the key generation process. He continued, I'm using Bitcoin Cash because it's the real Bitcoin. Do you explain why? Lightning Network too complicated in a won't work kind of way. So Lightning Network is what's been added to Bitcoin as a response to what Bitcoin Cash is doing. So during his interview at the BCH DevCon, Hotz also talked about the Lightning Network and the Ethereum Network's dApp projects. The programmer said he likes cryptocurrency technology and reads Ethereum code for pleasure. Who does that? You read the Ethereum code for pleasure? This is a Mark Zuckerberg type dude. He's going to end up being a multi-billionaire. Hey, what do you do on your spare time? Yeah, I like to read the Ethereum code for pleasure. Wow. However, Hotz detailed that the Ethereum network is a bug bounty because he believes smart contracts open the doors to malicious hackers getting paid without breaking laws. Hotz further stated that he was irritated with paying high network fees on the BTC network last year. Well, I mean, it got, okay, stop right there. The fees are low today. Why did they get so high last year? How about because half of the Bitcoin miners decided to switch and mine Bitcoin Cash, which slowed down the whole process and brought the mining fees super high. I think I remember doing one 5-figure transaction and it cost me over $200-something. Another one was $48, when normally it's only like a couple of cents or a couple of dollars. But there's a reason why it was a high fee. Not because Bitcoin sucked, it's because half the miners jumped ship and went to Bitcoin Cash for a little bit. So if he's going to be on Bitcoin Cash's bandwagon, then identify. How are you going to say, oh yeah, I was irritated with paying high fees last year? It was your people who caused the high fees. All right, let me continue. As far as the Lightning Network is concerned, dang, I just sounded like a nerd right there. Like I'm reading this stuff for code for pleasure. All right, touche, it's all good. As far as the Lightning Network is concerned, he explained the system is too complicated in a fashion that probably won't work. Now, okay, I'm paying attention to that. If this guy thinks that the Lightning Network is too complicated to understand, and he reads Ethereum code for pleasure, then it's going to be very complicated for the rest of us. So he explained the system is too complicated And that Bitcoin Cash proponents on forums and social media enjoyed learning about Hotz's opinion on the Bitcoin scaling debate and his informative Python lesson using the protocol's code. That's it. That's the deal. What I don't like, you didn't explain why. See, if you're going to do an article and you're going to title it, Infamous Hacker Calls Bitcoin Cash the Real Bitcoin, then follow it up with why he believes it's the real Bitcoin. Why? Yeah, thank you, Bethany. Yeah, you guys like this stuff. Hit that like button. I haven't figured out just yet how to get my crypto talks ranked super high like my normal videos do. And there was a fluke last week. We had like, what, 800 people, 700 people on a couple of times. So I think it was maybe the topic got attention. I mentioned Trump and something else. But hit the like button if you like what you're hearing. Now, again, my point was I don't like articles like this where it's titled, he says Bitcoin Cash is the real Bitcoin, but doesn't explain why. The only thing he could say is high fees from BTC last year. That doesn't tell anything. All right, so since this would not be a waste of my time, because I learned absolutely nothing new, we're going to cover a little bit of how to read CoinMarketCap. And this is so very important. You don't have to be a day trader to know how to read this. And the reason why you want to be able to read this is if you want to be in at least a crypto investor and you're looking to build your crypto portfolios. And I'm going to keep this part short because I'm going to go into more extensive training on this for members only of KGX. Members only. This is valuable information. Failure to understand how to read this will cost you a lot of money. I think I know Diana's coming to town on Sunday, so I'll be going to go over this in detail with her and some of the exchanges as well, how to read this stuff. Even in we kind of cover it in our 45 lessons, and one of the, I think it's Bitcoin 101, that's a video on CoinMarketCap. I think Matt Sheriff or Rob did it. But this is going to tell you everything you need to know about the crypto space you can find here. One, there's 2,105 cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is only one. This report shows the top 100 on this page. Top 100 coins. You see this little asterisk that says not mineable, meaning if you see it next to a coin, these coins cannot be mined. Either they've all been mined out or they were pre-mined coins. So notice Bitcoin and Ethereum don't have it because they can be mined. Yet Ripple does. Ripple cannot be mined. It was pre-mined. Bitcoin Cash cannot. EOS and Stellar, now that's interesting, cannot be mined. It's pre-mined, but they're letting out all the coins in a certain fashion. Litecoin cannot. Here's a good way to be able to tell if the SEC is going to consider a coin a sale of a security. They say if it went through an ICO, it's a security. Well, you have here Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Monero. Those are the top 5 of the top 10 coins that the SEC would consider not a sale of a security. But the others, they would. That has ramifications later when it comes to taxes and any businesses associated with them. So you want to know these markets, know these coins. Look at this on a regular basis, at least 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and night. Be able to tell, when I see this number is to change within the last 24 hours. So you can actually change this too, last hour, or shorter time, longer time. But I look at this is telling me that the market's flat right now, just by looking at this. No real movement in the last 24 hours. It's a slightly downturn because everything's in the red and Tether's in the green. Whenever I see that, the market's slightly on a downturn. I don't see anything in the double digit, but this all can change rapidly. The polymath is up 10%. I never heard of polymath. Now, let's say you want to research a coin. You want to build your crypto portfolio, and you want to be able to learn about a coin. Well, let's say, yeah, I want to buy me some Cardano. What's Cardano doing? Well, you can actually click on it. Cardano, the code is ADA. You can see the coin is worth 7.5 cents. It's down -2%. When we look at its history, going back to January 2018, at the beginning of this year, it was worth $1.15. That's the highest it got. Right now it's 7.5 cents. So imagine if you bought a whole bunch of coins at this price, and then it goes back up to this price again. The trick is, just because you see a coin is cheap doesn't mean you have to buy it. It may never come back up again. This is one that I personally believe will. And why? I think it's going to happen by default. But before I get there, let's look at other things on this chart. You can look at year to date, its entire history, 3 months, 1 day, 7 days. Here's the website. If you want to look at the website to see what Cardano's all about, click on website. If you want to know where you can buy it, click on the markets tab, and it's going to tell you the exchanges you can register with to actually buy the coin. Binance is number 1 up there. For USDT trade and BTC. Huobi, you want to make sure you're registered with these exchanges and not wait till the last minute, because things can happen fast. You can lose a lot within a 5-minute switch. This is where you go when you go to an exchange, how to buy and sell. So if you're holding a bunch of coins, you got to know, how do you sell the coins? How do I profit from it? How do I pull them out? How do I make some money? What wallet should I use? Which wallet should I use to store them in? You know, a good one that you can use to exchange other coins with is Exodus. That's a good wallet to use for beginners. You're not trading, but you're exchanging one coin for another. You can make a lot of money doing that when you see one coin starting to rise up. So you move from Bitcoin over to that one, let it rise up, you profit, take the profit, put it back into your Bitcoin stash. Now you got more coins. That's called flipping. Got to be watching it to do so, but you don't need to be actually watching an exchange to do any of this. So how do I know or get a hint of when market is changing? The first thing I look at when I come to this page, when I come to CoinMarketCap, you can also download the app on your phone. The first thing I look at is not the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of the others. If you see it went down, it was 6,500 this morning, 6,487. This is what I look at first. This number, the entire crypto market cap. When someone said, Brandon, why are you doing that crypto stuff? You know how much money people will be making in the juice companies and the coffee companies and the wellness companies? I said, yeah, the entire network marketing industry is playing in a $40 billion sandbox. How many different, juice companies where you got berries from Alaska are there? How many coffee companies are there? How many skincare companies are there? And they're all competing in a $40 billion market. Yet crypto, when I look at a company like KGX, where there is nobody doing what we do and how we do it, and even if there was, we're not talking about a $40 billion industry. At today's rate, we're talking about a $208 billion industry. Do you think there's enough room? Even the smallest squirrel can get his nut on. There is enough money for everybody and all businesses to succeed. There's no real competition, so to speak, in this space, at least not yet. But this is nothing. This number is going to jump to over $1 trillion. It almost did last December. It's going to get to multiple $1 trillion. I remember when Bitcoin at $112 billion market cap was at $20 billion just on the market cap. It got up to almost almost $400 billion at one point, December of last year. So if I see this number going up, I already know when this hits about 300 billion, Bitcoin will be over $10,000 a coin. That's what it takes. It takes new money coming into the system. Everything that's happening right now is they're just trading amongst themselves in a flat line. But when new money enters the system, then it's like a boat sitting in the harbor when a tsunami comes in. They all rise with the water. They all rise by default. So I've been at this long enough to notice some patterns. So I know when this sucker gets to 300 billion, Bitcoin is at 10K. Doesn't matter what news is going on, whether it's good or bad. All of them rise. Ethereum will jump up to about $800 a coin. No, that's too high for 300 billion. Probably $600 per coin. Ripple will jump up to maybe 75 cents and be able to stay there. And all the rest are going to rise with it. So you want to get used to understanding this number and also this number here. BTC dominance. Bitcoin represents 53.9% of the entire market cap. So you don't have to get rich off of Bitcoin. Any of these other coins can make you wealthy in a flash. Like green is about to make people in our company millionaires. Why? Did they do anything special? No, well, they used their money, they invested it and bought more green machines than everybody else. They had the resources to do so. Can't be mad at them. Got to step your game up, and that's what KGX is here for. You don't have resources, then you can earn while you learn. Use that money and flip it, like Bethany did. Use that money and flip it. All right, well, that's it. I'm going to go in far more detail on a private group for paid members only about this. And also, I may do the Poloniex exchange. Actually, I'll do Cryptopia, the Cryptopia exchange. Why would I do Cryptopia? I don't know. Why not? Let me actually, I want to pull up Cryptopia so you can see what it looks like. If you have not registered for Cryptopia yet, I highly suggest that you do. I'm just saying, if you have not registered for them yet, I highly suggest that you do. And I want to show you what it actually looks like. I'll just go straight to it. It is an exchange based out of New Zealand. This is one of the exchanges that Jamie Dimon used to buy up most Bitcoin assets in the world. One of them. Now look at this. You might look, whoa, this is Greek. It's like the stock market. I don't understand all this stuff. That's okay. I was the same way when I first looked at this stuff. But then as I started to learn more and more and more, it's telling me a story when I look at this. I know what's going on. And you get proud of yourself when you realize what's happening, what's going on in the market. Looking at the exchange, BTC. So BTC exchange with ETN, LGS, RVN. So let's say you're holding a coin, one of these altcoins. and you want to be able to cash out. Well, you would sell the coin into BTC, or I would recommend BTC, but others use some of the other ones. Whatever wallet that you have that can take it, those that's avoiding certain eyeballs looking at them, especially if they can do it through Monero. But anyways, let's just say BTC. So you would sell the coins for Bitcoin, transfer the Bitcoin to your Bitcoin wallet, and then transfer that to your bank accounts. Kind of some steps. Oh, there's Verge. What's Verge doing? Down -2%. Bitcoin Tron is up 1%. I'm just looking at these. I know some coins I own. Electroneum is at what? -2.9% down compared to BTC. Well, what about US? So Electroneum, ETN to USDT. Electroneum's at 2 cents. Oh, that's a high. The low. The last almost 2 cents. Electroneum. Not bad. It was like at half a penny not too long ago. All right. Anyways, if you have not done so, go to Cryptopia, click the register button, and get your account set up. All right. Well, Bethany says, I cannot wait for the private live. Yes, listen to Brandon about Cryptopia. More clues. Hashtag. Hey, I'm not saying why. It's just good to have be registered at multiple exchanges, because you never know what exchanges coins go on to. Here's one thing I learned from Rob Harris. I call him the oracle in this space. He's got an eye for certain things, and he looks at a coin that nobody ever heard of yet, and it goes onto an exchange like this, and it's dirt cheap. He buys a grip of it because he figures out it's about to come up on the Binance exchange or Bittrex, one of the big ones. Because the moment it goes on those exchanges, the flood of volume that hits it, the coin's going to rise automatically. Doesn't matter what it's doing in real life. It doesn't matter what its real use value is. Just because it hit the exchange, the hype of it alone makes it go up, and you can make a fortune off of doing that. And he's the best I've seen so far at flipping like that. I could too if I paid attention to it, but I don't. I'm not looking at this chart 24/7. Now I've got other things that interest me in the crypto space. But anyways, hope you guys learned something new. 15 minutes from now, I will be doing a KGX presentation, teach you how to further your crypto education, so that you can look at this chart and know what to do and make some money in it. See you all in 15 minutes. It's not going to be on this link. It's not going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on the KGX corporate link, kgxglobal.info. Let me put that in the chat box. www.kgxglobal.info. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong computer. That one's not going to allow me to put that link there. Okay, let me put it here. www.kgxglobal.info. There we go. All right, with that, you guys have a great evening. Those of you that want to further your crypto education, I will see you in 15 minutes. Bitcoin Brandon out. God bless. Bye-bye.